Welcome everybody. On behalf of us all at Creative Walden and the Writers' Room, thank you very, very much for turning up tonight. For those that don't know me, I'm Lee. I'm one of the assistants in the Writers' Room. But I've kind of got my foot in both camps because I also work here at Ferrycroft House. I'm a full-time member of staff here. I do all sorts of things, sound. That's my main role, and then I assist with Creative Walden at the Writers' Room. So, yeah, welcome both to Ferrycroft House and to this recital by Creative Walden. Some of the kids are going to get up and do some readings of what they have done throughout their time. Some have been here for a while, some are new. But we are immensely proud of all of them. Very big round of applause, please, because we'd like to also welcome our lovely Mayor, Heather Asker, who, she's, over the years, Heather has been a huge supporter of us at at Creative Walden, and yeah, we've even got her involved in some filming projects that we've done, which we were just laughing about a minute ago. Yeah, she's been a huge supporter, and we're absolutely delighted that you're here today. So thank you very much for coming. Heather, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Good evening, everybody, and it's fabulous to see you all here, and I am so humbled to be in the presence of so many wonderful creative people. I'd like to thank Paul and Lee and all the team for inviting me here this evening. I've only read out one poem recently, and that was at my civic service last month. And that was If by Rudyard Kipling. So I would urge you to go home and have a read of that poem, particularly the young people that are in the room that have taken part in what's going on this evening. It's very emotive and it's very meaningful, and it actually is very representative of all of us in what we do in our lives, in our aspirations and our ambitions. As I say, I feel really humbled this evening. I've ordered a box of tissues on the front so that the youngsters here are not entitled to touch the tissues at all, because I'm incredibly emotional. So if I run out, I will be running for, shirt sleeves and all the rest of it. So have them ready, because I will need them. But I'm really looking forward to this evening, and thank you so much for all your hard work and efforts. And I applaud you all from here, the beginning. So thank you.
Watcha. So, as a writer, it's always important to keep an ear out for inspiration on the wind. On Friday evening, I was planning to write a speech for tonight, just daydreaming, when wham, inspiration invaded my brain like a conquering army. But instead of guns and bullets, those literary soldiers brought words and phrases. And so for the next while, I composed this poem. It's dedicated to every writer who ever wandered into this big old house at 43 Audley Road. It's called You Are Blessed. Every boy and girl has talent, but those who write are blessed. Every child can use a pen, but storytellers are few and far between. To know the joy when lines arrive from who knows where or how. A momentary bliss so great that only writers feel. A heart that brings wonder to a page and skill to tame your verse. Your words evoke the scent of life and the taste of simply being. Minds that build scenes of joy through words that paint with depth. So charge your pen and go again. Spray your vision out in verse. Tell the world from whence you came. Declare what's in your heart. 6 years ago, the Saffron Walden Youth Partnership, John Starr, the Saffron Walden and Uttlesford councillors, Tim Atkinson at Ferrycroft House took a punt on us. At the time, we were an unknown quantity, had no track record in tutoring, but what we did have was a vision. Our ethos was different from what they get at school and other writing groups I had encountered. Spelling, grammar, structure and formatting would take a back seat as we solely interested in creativity in its purest form. There would be no deadlines, and although we supplied written prompts and visual inspiration, the children would be free to write whatever they wanted and take as long as they needed. We would be there to give as much support and encouragement as possible. Now, I like to do things differently. I've always had a rebellious tendency, coupled with a do-it-yourself punk ethic. I think it must be in the blood, as I'm a descendant on my mother's side of Thomas Percy, who was Guy Fawkes' right-hand man, and we all know how they tried to burn down the Houses of Parliament in 1605. And my dad was a maverick wild man of British art, so what chance did I have? While school can feel like a production line for children to think, say, and do exactly as the next one, we at Creative Walden celebrate the fact that we are all different, all on our own paths with our own unique song to sing. But we are all united in celebrating the richness of diversity, a diversity in its true meaning. And 6 years on, I can proudly say that I have never witnessed anything other than great kinship between all of the young writers. I have tried to change the world out there, marched with over 1 million people through the streets of London, campaigned and spoke to thousands on the steps of Trafalgar Square, but I'm not sure it actually changed much. I realised that the best way to change the world out there is to start by changing it in here and in here. When I wrote things that made someone feel loved, that brought people to tears, or made someone feel noticed, appreciated and respected, that's when I knew I could really change the world. And when I read your work, you never fail to change my world for the better. You can make a difference to improve lives by bringing as much light, honesty and kindness to the people you care about. Family is everything. It's not perfect, but life never is. And for us writers, it starts with a restless pen and a yearning blank page of paper. So this year, I felt a renewed vigour to what we do at Writers' Room. We produced the most beautiful book of poems by Lily Fresenda Thomas in February, and if you haven't listened to the audiobook, I fully recommend downloading it from Audible. It's pure joy and never fails to cheer me up. Next week, a poetry book by Vivian Nopavarova will be published on Amazon. Her ingenious, irreverent little ditties on life are a delight to behold. We are also in the process of producing a wonderfully crafted novella by Lily Warboys, based in ancient Greece, which features the stunning illustrations of Laney. We will also produce Writers' Room Volume 3 by the end of the year. All these productions will be available on Amazon. A lot of what we are doing this year has been made possible by the National Lottery and also by Lily Warboys and her mum Laura, who climbed Scaffold Pike and raised over £2,000 for Writers' Room. So I think that deserves a round of applause. You may have seen it on the front pages of the Walden Local and the Saffron Walden Reporter. But Writers' Room isn't all about writing, as strange as that sounds. It is true. We had a brilliant wellbeing session with Louisa on Wednesday, which I know all the children enjoyed immensely. Heidi, who sadly couldn't be here tonight, said that risk is something you should embrace in life. And she is so right. People who tell you to aim to live your life here in the middle, they will tell you to avoid risk and always do the safe thing. Now, I'm not telling you to do anything dangerous or reckless, but if you really want to experience life, you have to expect to be up here and down here with the depths and every step in between. And as true creatives, you will feel those emotions stronger than anyone. That is where the power of our writing comes from. It's there in our vulnerability. These days, many people build fake lives and social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, but that existence is hollow. You are the lucky ones. You are destined to have fantastically fulfilling lives, And your words are going to, and already do, influence more people than you probably realise. We had some great sessions with visiting authors, Louisa's mental health session, music with the effervescent talent that is Ellie Grace. The children have performed impromptu plays, a game show, and of course their stories, songs and poems. I'd like to thank everyone who supported us, the Town and Uttlesford Council, the TIC, Hearts Books, Jackie Portway and the Initiative, Tim, Anna and Faircroft, Martin Porter with the photography, Richard on the cameras, the National Lottery, Mary Scott and Laney, Laura and Lily Warboys, and Vivian Nupovarova and her family. There are many more too, so thank you all. I'd now like to pay tribute to Lee, so many of the children can keep an eye on him, because I've heard that when he blushes, his hair turns green or blue. Lee will be the first to tell you that he's not a writer. He is, however, an accomplished musician. But at a writer's room, he brings both a gentle kindness and a knack to keep our more uproarious younger group in order. He is very good at spotting whenever someone has had a bad day or is struggling in some way, and is the first to dash off to Waitrose to buy a birthday cake or make someone a cup of tea. And at Writer's Room, I do believe, with Alice too, our team has the perfect blend. And more about Alice later. Unfortunately, due to the holiday season, we are missing half of the cohort. Phoebe, our most improved writer, unfortunately can't be here tonight. She has been attending Writer's Room for a few years. She has always worked really, really hard, but couldn't quite find the target of her aspirations. She never gave up, and her perseverance paid off. She turned up one night, and her pen just exploded with ideas, and she wrote the most gripping account of teenage life. I can't wait for you all to see it in the next edition of Writer's Room, Volume 3, that will be out later in this year. We also had a supremely gifted writer by the name of Daisy Burgess, who, while studying for her A-levels, wrote over 300 pages of a novel in the space of about 3 months. Absolutely extraordinary, gifted young lady. We also have Edie and Bea, two sisters with a unique and quite sophisticated approach to writing. Bea often shows up dressed as anything from a parrot to a blancmange sandwich. And has a wicked sense of humour. In the last few weeks, we've been bolstered with a new intake with Emma Stirrett, Heidi Yellowy-Lees, Alice Kind and Lily Sparling. We have children who have their own struggles in life and many on various spectrums, but they all seem to score high on the happiness charts when they come to Writer's Room. And I thank them, one and all, for sharing that happiness with Alice, Lee and myself. Wednesday nights are just the best. Right, so we're going to have the children come and read their pieces now. So we'll start with Lily Sparling.
As the forest grew dark, an echo formed through the land. Just so much as a whisper would bounce off the trees and fill the woods with horror. As the full moon grew brighter, it lights up the forest, making it look almost magical. Life starts to fill the empty plains and whispers start to become soothing. Deer, rabbits, mice and birds emerge from the bushes and between the trees. The wind sways the trees gracefully and the forest is peaceful once again.
Thank you, well done. Well done, Lee. Right, next up is Izzy Logan.
I'm going to read a poem called So Long Sparrow. There is a bird on the telephone wire, its position precarious as it stretches its wings, displaying its shiny talons. Has no fear of falling, just that endless exhilaration, the adrenaline of sweeping against a starlit sky. The beauty of it all, its wings billowing in the breeze, free as the sky it flies against. I sometimes wish I was a bird, breathtaking and innocent, proud of its feathers as the softness of them shines in the moonlight. I wish I was a bird because then I would not fear the darkness and all that comes with it. I would embrace it as it does me, as I learn to spread my wings. I would dance in the wind and make friends with the moon. I would let the breeze encapsulate me without the fear of it whisking me away, never to return. I wish I was a bird because then I could sing freely, without the worry someone may not enjoy the sound. I could sit high in the trees and come and go as I pleased. If I was a bird, I would glide through the night, swooping and swimming in the sky's waves, living life as it was meant to be, no worries or cares to stop me. just the wind's caress carrying me through each storm that passes. If I was a bird, I would travel everywhere, the currents of each stream glinting in the sunlight as I soar on ahead. There would be no feeling of dread as I land, for the ripples of water would draw me in, carrying me to safety. If I was a bird, then I would be free. Not even the tide of the ocean could sink me. I would fly through the waves and settle down by the shore. Then I would think of where I could next soar. There's a bird on the telephone wire, and I wish it was me. It's sitting there glaring and a being amongst a never-ending sea. When it sits up and glides away with all my dreams, I say so long, sparrow, and start to scheme of how I could become a bird and get lost in a faraway land, with only myself and the sea and the sand. So I say to any bird that comes into my sight, I wish to become like you and may have a safe flight.
Right. The next writer coming up is Alice Kind.
The day the Eiffel Tower fell, Paris was in ruins. The bridges cracked, the trees fallen, everything broken. The baker cried, the postman wailed, and the sound of despair filled the night. Until kids, dinner, and when the children rushed away to feast, the Lego lay forgotten.
Right, next writer is Lily Fresenda Thomas.
On a stream of wonder, a world like no other, I float and I fly, high up in the sky. A world of letters, sounds and words, a world of twists and turns. I leap into the joy of my mind, only the future knows what I will find.
So the next one is called Brotherhood. And is your brother here today?
Naughty brother doesn't share, fun to play with, hard to bear. Biscuit boy, very cheeky, likes cuddles, likes cuddles and is very sneaky. Likes to play, helps a lot, it's fun to have little.
Right, the next one is the very shy Vivian Nopavarova.
Hope. Hope is like a seed inside you as it grows more blissful, but then it dies and it grows more doubtful. Hope is like a spark. It grows into a fire, but then water is poured over it. Hope will retire. So never let hope die. It is your greatest possession, rarer than gold, so never let it die on any occasion. Sloths. In my mind's eye, sloths are old and wrinkly, loving a pie like many a grandparent. In my mind's eye, sloths are slower than snails. This might be a lie, but they are so slow. In my mind's eye, sloths are 1,000,000 years old. They are still alive to say hi, so we should be thankful. People. One may be hopeful, another sad. One may be joyful, another angry. One may be ugly, another small. One may be pretty, another tall. And they are all different. Faces, bodies, hair, and personalities. And they have other enjoyment, reading, learning, playing, and watching.
Well done, Vivian. Right, so Laura's going to read one of Lily Warboys' poems.
Hi, Lily wrote these. We had an afternoon out in Audley End Gardens, and she wrote 4 little poems on that afternoon. So I'm just going to read one for her because she can't be in the room with us tonight. The clouds. Sailboats of the sky, fluffy as a sheep, soaring birds flit in and out of them. Spectacular light show streaming through them. To high to the touch by us, but the tallest mountains reach into them.
We next got is Albert Reynolds.
Our world. Don't litter. Don't feed animals food that is bitter. Don't be bad. Don't make animals mad. Don't chop down the forests. Make sure you say hello to the florist. Explore the woods. Do stuff for animal which is good. Don't be bad. Don't kick animals' dads. What did they do wrong? They've lived here for so long. Don't destroy foxes' dens, especially don't destroy 10. God made the world. Don't disgrace it. Embrace it.
Thanks, Albert. Right, Ellie Gill.
12 days of holiday. On the first day of holiday, my parents gave to me 1 hour to pack. On the second day of holiday, my parents gave to me 2 bags to carry and 1 hour to pack. On the third day of holiday, my parents gave me £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry and 1 hour to pack. On the fourth day of holiday, my parents gave to me 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry and 1 hour to pack. On the fifth day of holiday, my parents gave to me 5 hours flying with a crying baby, 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack. On the sixth day of holiday, my parents gave to me 6 board games for playing, 5 hours flying with a crying baby, 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack. On the seventh day of holiday, my parents gave to me 7 pages of homework so boring, 6 board games for playing, 5 hours flying with a crying baby, 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack. On the 8th day of holiday, my parents gave to me 8 dumb dad jokes, 7 pages of homework, 6 board games for playing, 5 hours flying with a crying baby, 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack. On the 9th day of holiday, my parents gave to me 9 trips to the beach, 8 dumb dad jokes, 7 pages of homework so boring, 6 board games for playing, 5 hours flying with a crying baby, 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack. On the 10th day of holiday, my parents gave to me 10 stupid chores, 9 trips to the beach, 8 dumb dad jokes, 7 pages of homework so boring, 6 board games for playing, 5 hours flying with a crying baby, 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack. On the 11th day of holiday, my parents gave to me 11 minutes till we leave, 10 stupid chores, 9 trips to the beach, 8 dumb dad jokes, 7 pages of homework so boring, 6 board games for playing, 5 hours flying with a crying baby, 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack. On the 12th day of holiday, my parents gave to me 12 days of holiday done, 11 minutes till we leave, 10 stupid chores, 9 trips to the beach, 8 dumb dad jokes, 7 pages of homework so boring, 6 board games for playing, 5 hours flying with a crying baby. Will that baby ever shut up? 4 words of warning, £3 for spending, 2 bags to carry, and 1 hour to pack.
What a fantastic performer. Right, so we're going to do the awards now, and as our banner says, it takes courage to be creative. When you put yourself out there, you're embracing a vulnerability that is at the core of our humanity. We evolve through storytelling. No matter all the whiz-bang of technology, we have always progressed as a species via communicating our stories, our poems and idioms, and I believe we always will. You are part of that great tradition. Unique and supremely gifted individuals. We have something for everyone, and specially created awards for those who have produced monumental work or shown immense courage. Lily never fails to lift the class with her happy demeanour. Her creativity spans across writing, music, drawing, and anything she fancies putting her hand to. As I said before, we are more than a writing group. This award is for courage. If you want to know about Brave, read Lily and her mum's account of their trek to the top of Scafell Pike, England's highest mountain. They raised a colossal amount of money, but it's actually Lily's perseverance to overcome so many hurdles that is simply awe-inspiring. We'll soon be publishing Tartarus box her Greek mythology-themed masterpiece very soon. She is an incredible individual and never fails to lift the group when she turns up. And seriously, check out on our website. You might have read it already in the newspaper. We've got the full article on our website about her struggles and how she got to the top of that mountain. And halfway through, she was encouraging her mum, saying, yes, we can do it. It made me cry. It was so amazingly moving. So this is for Lily Warboys.
I'd just like to say to Laura, who's obviously read on behalf of your daughter, it takes a lot to stand here and talk to a whole room of people that I don't know all of you, I might know some of you, and it's really quite something. So I'd like to congratulate Laura for standing up here and talking to you and reading your poem. Congratulations.
Thank you, Laura. Right, next up is Izzy Logan. So Izzy is off to university to study English and English literature at Durham. And we are going to miss you, Izzy. And our bounding mascot, Ernie the dog, who has his own page on our website. So this is a little something for you. Next up is Alice Kind. She's a new talent that's just recently joined our group. She's been working very hard and fits in perfectly with the club. Alice Kind. Next up we've got is Albert Reynolds. He's currently the only boy in a sea of rambunctious girls, smiling and writing his way through all of the chaos. He's getting great results at school for his poetry and writing. Albert has a little announcement as well to say. So,
I took part in a King's Coronation poster competition a few months ago. It was run by a local MP, Lucy Fraser. Today I have heard back, and in recognition of my contribution, I have been invited to have a tour around the House of Commons, and I'll be having a meeting afterwards. This is a copy of my poster.
Yay, well done.
woo! Well done, Albert. Well done, Albert. So next one is Lily Sparling. In the short time she's been with the group, she's been really fantastic. So round of applause for Lily Sparling. Okay, so next up is Vivian Nupavarova. So we are publishing Vivian's book, which is called Topsy Turvy. And you might wonder why it's called Topsy Turvy. It's partly because during one of the sessions, she just decided to do a headstand and recite a poem. And that is not unusual for her behaviour. And so this is a book that's going to be published on Amazon before her 9th birthday, which is next week. So happy birthday. She's got a brilliant sense of humour and a voracious appetite for reading, which shows itself in her incredible vocabulary. It's not unusual for her to read maybe 5 books a week, and they're not little things, they're like Jane Eyre and stuff like that. She's really incredible. And this is a small part of what Alice wrote about Vivian in their upcoming book. Vivian is the epitome of the reason we are so proud to run Writer's Room. Without the space to come and write freely, who knows how many years it could have been before she discovered her statement to be true. A writer she is indeed, and a glorious one at that. She writes poems on her head and keeps Writer's Room on its toes. Here's to a marvellous mind of Vivian, her paper and her pen. Well done. As you've seen already, Ellie is an amazing performer, and she's got a very, very quick-witted sense of humour. She was one session where... Ellie, come and stand up here. Yeah. So there was one session where she just decided to get a whole group together and do a game show. And it was like a poetry write-off with I think Alice was involved and other people. We all had to vote. It was just amazing. She captivated the whole room, and it's just amazing character. So well done, Ellie. So, next one is Lily Fresenda Thomas. Right, so Lily is a girl so naturally gifted, I don't think she even realises just how talented she is. Her award is for the book and audio book, A Stream of Wonder. Working with Lily on this project was one of the most uplifting things we've ever done at Writers' Room. We were privileged to be able to capture a snapshot of life for a happy and talented young girl whose poems burst with the joys of being young. When we recorded the audiobook, we were treated to impromptu singing, a game of hide and seek, and a barrel full of laughter. Thank you, Lily. Right, we have one more award, but before we do that, we're going to get Laura to come up and say a few words. Laura Warboys.
Just a few words about Alice and Writers' Room and how amazing they are. Alice is a role model and an inspiration for the young writers. She has such an awesome talent. Writers' Room has been amazing for us. It's the perfect environment for nurturing the creative talent of the young people who belong here. It's a safe, relaxed and fun environment that supports the writing and the well-being of those who attend. Alice makes a huge contribution to Writers' Room. Paul often says how lucky we are to have her, and we all feel like that. Alice is a big part of what inspired Lily and me to climb the mountain recently to raise funds for Writers' Room. She's not only a fantastic creative sounding board and teacher, but she is endlessly kind and supportive to Lily and to the other members of Writers' Room, and also to me. She has a way of being with the young people in the group that helps them feel safe and happy, and that comes naturally to her. It's a rare gift, and we value her immensely for it. Alice is so strong. She's one of the bravest people I know. We wish she could have been here with us tonight, and we're all hoping she'll be feeling better very soon and be back with us. Thank you, Alice, for everything you do and for being you.
So as you may know, our tutor Alice is not able to be here today due to being unwell, which is a great shame as we'd earmarked this event to pay tribute to her a long time ago. Alice is an exceptional tutor. If my teachers back in London had been anything like Alice, I'm sure I would have left school with more than a clip round the ear and a heavy heart. Alice came to Writers' Room as a painfully shy 17-year-old, but when she did eventually show me her work, I think I sensed what it was like for people who first struck oil. Her poems burned with creative zeal and an authentic vulnerability that was so inspiring, I made it a priority to help produce a book of Alice's poems and an audio play of her early struggles with anorexia. So this is a poem that Alice wrote about 5 years ago, which is going to be read by Ellie Gill.
Just like a pack of cigarettes, you came with the warning signs and the side effects. I took a breath and I could breathe again. I swallowed your fumes and I was whole again. So much more than the bad habit, I drenched you in fuel, yet I'm the one on fire, choking on clouds of smoky regrets. My lungs sink heavier in their cage, and with any intoxicated inhalation, more tangled thoughts twist together into the rope of tortuous torment. Dark fog clouds my once perfect vision. It stings in my eyes and burns my lips, but the pain I crave it, and so I'm falling down, down, down to the ground. Like the ashes that used to burn me, I'm an addict, I'm out of control. I won't accept that you're making me sick because, oh, I'm
oh so far from sick of you. So I breathe you in, just to breathe you out again, until I'm reduced to nothing but the butt of a burnt out cigarette.
Alice is so humble. She was genuinely surprised when I asked her last year if she would be willing to become a tutor at Writer's Room. Since then, she has contributed so much to the nurturing of so many of our young literary stars. Her emotional intelligence is way beyond her 23 years and is matched only by her pin-sharp instinct. To give you just one example of her thoughtfulness, I'd rushed an edit on a piece of writing and I told her that on reflection I was less than happy with myself for it. She promptly listed all the things I'd done for her, Lee, and the writers during that evening's session. While she had been busy attending to a whole swathe of young writers, she still found time to be aware of everything everyone else was doing. As Lily Fresenda Thomas once said, she is a kindness angel. And Alice, I know you'll watch this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel at some point. You will find a way to be a kindness angel to yourself. Get well soon. We all believe in you. So we got a special award for Alice for the book that she published last year. So if Rosie, her sister, would like to come up and take that award on her behalf. So Rosie's just going to say a few words.
This is written by my sister, which she wanted me to read tonight. I want to start by saying how gutted I am to not be here with you all tonight. I can't tell you how much I've missed you all over the past few weeks. We work hard to make Writer's Room a warm, fun and creative space for all our young writers, but the truth is, I feel as though I am the lucky one, getting to witness glimpses of magic on an otherwise mundane Wednesday evening. For me, there is nothing better than tidying up after the sessions. Well, Lee tidies whilst Paul and I stand and chat and reflect on the evening's events. These conversations usually involve things like, how many times did Paul die in the kids' stories this evening? I like the bit in Albert's story when the alien pinched the head teacher, and I can't believe Lily and Vivian were literally writing poems on their heads, and in the splits. Hey Lee, I'll pay you £5 if you do the splits right now. The ins
now? For a fiver? Go on then. No, I can't.
The ins and outs of these conversations change, but they always include several poor jokes, and they always include us sharing how good it feels to be part of Writer's Room and how proud we are of the children. Sometimes it's because of the way the new writers were made to feel welcome by the others. Sometimes it's the compliments they give each other. Sometimes it's their creativity and the way they work as a team to produce a script and then act it all out within the hour. Sometimes it's working through challenges at school, for not letting it defeat them, for being brave enough to share it with us and then channeling it in their writing. Other times it has nothing to do with Writer's Room at all, and it's to do with Izzy getting into Durham University, Lily T publishing a book and recording her own audio to go with it, or Lily W climbing mountains, despite the distress her SPD causes her every single day. There is not one writer that we are not proud of. Back in December, when some of you recited your writing at St. Mary's Church, I read out a poem called Wednesday Magic. It was about capturing the creativity, friendship, and joy that I am lucky enough to experience at Writer's Room every week. To this day, Lee, Paul, and I exchange texts about looking forward to the next lot of Wednesday Magic. This is to all of you. Thank you for being the crazy kids and talented writers that you are. It is all of you that make it so magical. Never change who you are and never stop believing in yourselves. You are going to change the world one day. You already are.
So Vivian's just going to end the night by reading a poem that she wrote for Alice.
Alice is the best writer. She makes the world lighter. In Writer's Room, she's the sun and makes Writer's Room fun. We are the planets, and she will always plan it. She shines and radiates and always meditates. Alice is the best. She lives in a treasure chest.
Thanks very much. Thanks for turning up. This is Writer's Room 2023. Well done, guys. Right, well done. One more round of applause for the writers at Writer's Room.